Alright guys, hello everyone, my name's Henry and welcome to another video. So this one, Adobe dropped a bomb, an unexpected bomb today. And it's not related to Word at all. They dropped Felix today. For those who don't remember, back at, I believe it was November the 2nd, they announced the new Adobe updates and they also rolled them out. But the one thing they announced and didn't actually give us, but just instead teased us with, which annoyed I believe most of us, was the new Adobe program labeled Project Felix. It'll probably have a much more attractive name in the future. Hopefully it won't end up like Experience Design with XD. And you know that they did that on purpose because the first letter in Experience is not X, it's E. So they could have called it ED, but they wanted it to be called XD. And then it doesn't exactly help that it's a lowercase d. Sorry. I was one of the most people who were most against that name. I'd rather have Comet or even, as I've heard, the internal name Sparkle or Sparkler or something like that. That said, Felix was dropped today and I'm really excited. I haven't even taken a look at it. All I did was install it and my disk is almost full. Interesting. Don't care. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and open up Felix. So just that's Felix. Most boring splash screen ever. And there we are. Welcome to Project Felix. Now, you know, like anyone else, I could do the guided tour, but I'm pretty sure it's the video we've been seeing on the Project Felix project page. A little bit quick thing. This thing works on both Windows and Mac on launch, unlike Experience Design, which was only Mac and still is only Mac. The Windows version will probably be coming out later this month, as far as I've heard. So yeah, I'm gonna skip it because for one, I've probably seen it. Number two, this wouldn't be fun. Me sitting there watching a video. No. What's more fun is you watching a video of me using an Adobe program without having any idea what to do. So let's just do create a new project. I've been pretty excited to look at this, considering how much Adobe has been hyping it. It does not. What is it with Adobe applications just not starting in full screen? So what I always like to do when I get a new Adobe program is just immediately enter the preferences. There it is. I like my dark theme. That was one of the things I hated the most and still hate about Experience Design. The lack of a dark theme. I love the design, I just don't like that it's so light. It works, but I'd prefer dark. It's just what I'm used to with Adobe programs. Show camera control buttons, tool options appearance, floating or classic. Oh. What is this doing again? Oh, so like you've got the difference between their like, oh. I'm honestly not like, I'm used to Photoshop, right? It's like you'd think I might go for classic, but then again, if that's the new way they're going to be doing it, is that going to change in Photoshop too? Because that's going to be weird. Like, I see what they're trying to do with the floating thing here. It's cool. It's modern. I'm going to keep it at classic for now because I'm used to that. You know, it's kind of nice to just like get used to a software when it's more similar to other programs and then kind of change into the way they want you to do it. Enable viewport anti-aliasing. I'm going to take that as not a necessarily positive thing. Like anti-aliasing is probably taking a lot of processing power. And yeah, I'm doing this on a MacBook Pro. If it would be my Windows computer, I'd probably turn it on, but not here. Remove unused assets on save. That's probably something. And interesting enough, it says okay. It's not like a apply or okay, like normal O and then a K. It's an okay. Interesting. And then restore defaults. No cancel. So let's just stop fiddling about and just do this. So similar to the Experience Design, we've got two tabs, Design and Render. Almost a bit disappointing. Like, why can't there be more than two? Is there like a golden rule in Adobe software now? There has to be two tabs. We're going away from the rules of Muse. So kind of like if you've ever used a 3D tool before, I guess, okay, the viewfinder is not what I'm used to. So I'd say like you can probably just pull around here, but you can't. I guess that depends on your tool. Nope. How are our shortcuts? Okay, so we've got W for the basic selection tool. W for select and move. We've got select and scale at E. Select and rotate at R. And magic wand at M. Focal length. So we can adjust. Okay, this is camera settings. We've got the size of what we're looking at. The focal length, which is interesting. Position and rotation. And then we got the light threshold, light intensity, rotation, and rotate with camera. And then this is probably the one most people are excited about. We've got this whole new Adobe stock 3D model thing. And the cool thing is, and this is a genius move by Adobe, is that was opened up the second the Adobe Max conference was over. Or actually, even before that, I believe it was added along with all the app updates. Speaking of app updates, apparently Photoshop, Experience Design, and Animate all received updates today. Photoshop received support for the Mac touch bar thing on the new MacBooks. I do not really care because I don't have it and I probably won't be getting it for obvious reasons. The Animate update, which is bug fixes and some HTML5 improvements. And I don't know what's up with Experience Design. Probably just like some stupid shit no one cares about considering Felix came out. But the cool thing is this was added a month ago. So there's a lot of cool 3D models already up, I'd imagine. And stock is increasingly getting more stuff as Adobe tries to make it better. A little bit, I think I find weird about this is Adobe Fuse, the tool they introduced back like last year. What happened to that? like that was a 3D tool, no updates, no nothing, and they had like a 3D thing. Is that going to be integrated into this? Is Fuse going to just kind of disappear now? Like, what's the plan? Kind of confused about that, but whatever. Let's actually begin. So let's take this alarm clock. Okay. So that just puts it in there? Really? So now I've got the select and move. Can I like... Okay, so I can move it. Oh, God, this is laggy. Okay, it's my background computer making the fan noise, not my Mac. So, oh no, it's my MacBook Pro too. So this is seemingly a very resource intensive program. Oh, here's the camera movement. Yeah, that's how you move it. Jesus Christ, this is lagging. Maybe I should have done this on the Windows machine. Jesus. So we can rotate. Oh, that they've got like realistic reflections on the glass. I like it, but I also don't like it. Interesting. Document, and we have libraries. Awesome. One step ahead of Experience Design. That still doesn't have support for CC library support. That is a bit broken. We can already see it's a debug build. The Creative Cloud libraries is still just white. Haven't updated to the fact that I selected the dark theme. Can't fault them though. The white one was the default, so you know. So I've got a bunch of junk here. Let's see if we can find something useful. Typekit Manager has a couple of screenshots, but nothing useful. God damn it, I don't have anything good. I've done a lot of stuff with this. I don't really have anything that I can use. And God, my Mac is making a lot of noise. I hope you guys can't hear this. If you can, then I apologize. Not much I can do about it. We could do t-shirts. Oh, that's that. Okay. I don't really have anything I can use from the Creative Cloud libraries, so bleh. We could, like, isn't there like a materials? Yeah, there we go, materials. Let's make it metal. Oh, there we go. That changed the material of the entire clock. Can we do it like this? Okay, that looks really weird. Probably not done rendering yet. Copper. Oh, that's so cool. I need more time to experiment with this. Beer. I can't. They've got a material called beer. That's okay. That's one of the first materials they get on the list. Beer. They know exactly who their user base is with this. Marble? Metal. Metal what? I can't see. And I cannot expand this. Okay, that's interesting. I assume this is the feedback button. How are you liking Project Felix? Interesting. Jesus, I really should not be doing this on a Mac. Because this Mac is not liking this program. I hope they improve that. Like, a program should not start up the Mac fans the second you open it. Or it didn't, but the second I added that clock, it freaked the hell out. So, yeah, wood. Change to wood. Effectively, you can do changes to that. Let's go ahead and drop the clock. And then instead just do a model. Let's do a bit of a simpler model, one that doesn't This back one is interesting because I've actually tried to make realistic like looking. Oh, and my fan is calming down now. I removed the clock and it's calming down, so I'm gonna do a simpler model. I reckon a cube, like a beach ball like this is probably not gonna be that extraneous on it. What'll this do? Like, is there any easy way to like, okay, just zoom. Okay, just scroll wheel. Okay, that's interesting. I can't really imagine using this program with trackpad. I'm using it with a MX Master right now, so I can't really imagine using this with anything else than that. Pretty cool. How does changing the material on this do anything? Because like I'm generally interested in that. Now it's not even loading the icons for him. That's not good. Change your gelatin. Okay, we've got a gelatin ball. So okay, so I've done enough. Let's go ahead and try to. Or you can import your own. I was curious about that. I was actually curious about that. I was kind of like, okay, so I'm limited to Adobe stock. Is that really how Adobe programs are going to be now? But you can clearly import 3D models. I'm just going to see like what 3D models does it support. It does not say. Well then there's no point. Then there's no. I should have prepared like a OBJ file or something like that. Background image. I don't really have that many image files on my PC right now. I do actually, yes, I do. I was taking some photos earlier. Some photos of some figurines, but those aren't really good. I have some table photos, like probably this date. Yeah, something from here could probably work. Probably doesn't fit in with the whole beach ball thing, but who cares? Let's see here. We can do this one. These are HDR images, so they're not the best example, but, you know, let's do what we've got, right? Okay, there we go. It took its time. So now it's probably going to move stuff for me. Click Align View to Image to match your camera. Align View to Image. That didn't do much, did it? Oh, wait, I can move it down. Okay. Oh, my God, the lag on this. I need to use my Windows for this. Jesus. I'm going to do that afterwards, see if it runs better on my Windows, because this is not bearable. Probably isn't using the GPU too much. Maybe it's just CPU at this point. I don't know. Create light from image. Not really necessary, but we'll see what this does. So this is apparently where the big part of Felix comes in. It uses a lot of AI tools to do a lot of the hard stuff for you. Oh, there we go. That made it a lot more natural looking. Sure, that beach ball isn't even fully rendered, but, you know, that did a pretty good job. I must admit. Color. Oh, they've got the experience design color picker. That's nice. I like that. And then we can also import image-based light. I don't know what that would mean, like what you'd actually import. There's surprisingly few context menu items. I hope they add more. Like, this is incredibly simplistic for now. But then again, it's fairly new and buggy, so... let's go ahead and just save this as Felix test. Probably awesome. And we will save that to my desktop. No, not setup. God damn it, I'm just testing that. Save. 61%. This is the moment where the program crashes. I am calling it. It's like 90% of the time when you're like taking a look. Oh, it actually, it did. So from the looks of it, the format that this uses is ASD, apparently. Yeah, they've got icons and all. I'm not sure, like, what can you do with that? I don't think Photoshop supports it yet. If it does, then that's, like, behind our backs. So there's no way to, like, export it? Really? No way? Huh. Or maybe there is, and I just haven't figured out. What does Magic Wand tool do? Oh, you can... so with the Magic Wand tool, you can select different parts of the beach ball. Can I, like, apply different materials to different parts of it? So, like, now I applied metal to that. And then I'll change it over to this and change it to beer, because that was funny. That, and then again, like, I don't know. Can't really see the difference, but... Oh, there's the rendered image. Kind of see it. Go that in full screen. No? Yeah. Oh, okay. I see where this is going. We can actually see the beach ball now. It's kind of like gelatin. and stuff, which was what I chose with material. Okay, so it's slowly but surely rendering that into an image. Oh, I forgot there's two tabs. There's the render tab. That was just a design. I am stupid. I should feel ashamed for forgetting that. So we've got name. It's not even showing anything here. I don't think that's supposed to be the case. Let's call this Felix test. And then we can choose PSD layered or PNG. PSD layered is of course the best one. Probably the quality low, fast, highest, slower, high, slow, medium. Interesting. Let's do render on that and see if it. There we go. Now it popped up with the image. Okay. Okay. The good news is it's gonna do it. I'm assuming it just uses for the location. It probably just uses the area where I saved the file. So again, I hope they add more tabs because I'm tired of having Adobe programs with just two like different workspaces. I'm used to like Premiere Pro, but it has like 7 different workspaces for every single thing you can do. Is it done? I can't be. No, the rendering button is still there. This is probably going to take a while, isn't it? Especially on this MacBook Pro that has integrated graphics and is rather, you know, I don't know. I use this on the go, but I like to do stuff in Mac when I'm doing these videos because it's just generally easier for me to do. That's why I'm doing this on a Mac. So I should probably have done this particular video in Windows though, because it appears as if this is not optimized for my Mac at all. I even made sure to close like resource hogging applications like Photoshop and Google Chrome. The only thing that's hogging resources right now, except Felix, is QuickTime. And I don't think closing QuickTime would have sped anything here up. It seems to be getting done with the whole rendering process. I think it's just doing like the finishing touches or something. Because like there's no artifacting, like serious artifacting on this yet. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do like a speed montage where this goes a little bit faster from now. I'm going to be honest, a progress bar would be really nice for this part of the process because I have no idea if we were in halfway. Like, it'd be useful, especially with this video, so I wouldn't have to like sit here and be like confused, like, is this going to finish or not? The worst is the beach ball disappeared. Oh, wait, it was I exited the program. That's why that disappeared. Can I do the About Felix screen? I'm interested. Nope. I probably crashed the program now. No, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Should have done that first. Check the About screen. I love checking those About screens. They're always fascinating. It's interesting how Adobe seemingly skipped the pre-release part of this. They didn't for Experience Design. Experience Design had a lot of dead time where they just announced it and kept on like giving us demos, but they never did anything. And then they said, oh, we've got the pre-release now. Send in your applications and we'll give in like, what was it, 30 people a month? They're still doing that for the private pre-release for like current Experience Design, which are like earlier updates. And like, this didn't even get that. It took them 1 month and then here, everyone gets public beta. I don't know why they kind of changed their mind. Maybe they just wanted a lot of people to test this because there's a lot more evolution in what Experience Design was. Because let's face it, Experience Design was just Adobe's attempt at catching up to Sketch. even though they already had Photoshop, which is a big contender against Sketch. But then again, we've seen Adobe sort of trying to separate all the things we can do with Photoshop into separate applications. And that makes me happy, because hopefully we can get Photoshop back to being what it started out as, an image manipulation, or not manipulation program, but just image editing program. Because it's like the 3D tools, which is now Felix taking over, and Fuse, which no one even wants to talk about. And we've got like Experience Design taking over that whole UI part, and then we've got like Illustrator was always doing vector tools, but it's even more so now with the like artboards and stuff taking over, or artboards that have that long Photoshop, whatever. Illustrator is now even taking more back from the shape systems in Photoshop, and like just in general, Photoshop is being, I don't think this is gonna finish on this computer. This video is gonna be way too long. Even if I speed this part up, I don't have time to sit here and wait for it. I need to export this video and upload it before everyone else does. It's a competition, right, to get like these videos up the fastest. So I'm gonna go ahead and just call that quits. If this does finish while I'm editing the video, then I'll probably put it at the end of the video if I have time. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments below if you want me to feature more Project Felix videos. I'll go ahead and do a little bit more look into this, understanding more. Oh wait, it just finished. Just as I'm about to end the video, it finishes. Okay. So it created a PSD. I'm going to go ahead and actually, first of all, I'm going to look at that about Project Felix screen. Okay. 0. Yeah, you see, that is quite the build number, isn't it? This was built yesterday. Wait, no. What? No, it was built like 7 days ago. Whatever. Screw that. Let's go and quit Felix. Sure, save the changes. And then we'll go and open up Felix test.psd in Photoshop. Photoshop. This probably won't be as resource intensive. Google Drive is having issues. It didn't when I started. Does now. Yeah, Nick collection. I do not need you right now. Go away, please. So let's go and have a look at what it does produce. So apparently you have the choice between PNG and PSD layered. I'd imagine that PNG is faster. But then again, let's actually see what this produces. Because editability in Photoshop is awesome. And then it probably also generates 3D layers in Photoshop, so you can edit it even more in Photoshop. So, Because that's the thing, I still believe they want Photoshop to be the more powerful 3D tool. But Felix, I believe they sort of aim that to be simple for even people with no 3D knowledge, which they're definitely accomplishing. And even then, with the ability to import your own 3D models, you could easily make a 3D model in, say, what is it called, in something like 3ds Max, which doesn't run on Macs, but whatever. I don't have storage space. I need to fix that, I guess. So what have we got? We've got it's just rendered images. Interesting. I thought it was going to be 3D layers and stuff. Then again, this aims to take over that job. So we've got background color, background image. Seems to be something else with that. What if I remove? No? Huh. So we've got like the rendered image, or background image, and then kind of like, we can move this? Yeah, but it's not got anything extra on it. So that's literally just like that beach ball. I will admit, that beach ball got a lot of detail to it. And I see now what the light did. It kind of merged the shadows of what's behind it, which is really cool. I must admit this is impressive. I expect a lot more to be added to it. And hopefully at a bit quicker rate than what Experience Design, because that's been like, what, 1 year, maybe more? And it was only recently that we got layers, which is a bit disappointing for an Adobe tool. The people who kind of, I don't know, perfected the layers. So I hope they add some more stuff to Experience Design, and let alone also Felix, but Felix is fairly new. Again, for those who don't know, if you're a Creative Cloud subscriber and you're actually paying, then you can download Project Felix right now on both Mac and Windows. No limitations on that. Just bear in mind, you probably shouldn't be doing this on a MacBook Pro like I did, because apparently it's very resource intensive, as most 3D programs tend to do. Instead, I'm probably going to be experimenting most of this on a Windows computer that I have here, because it's pretty beefy, with a i7 CPU and a GTX graphics card, so that's going to be well over fast enough to actually manage this without ramping up those fans like it's speed grade all over again. That's almost an inside joke. But with that said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe. And again, tell me in the comments if you want me to make more videos on Project Felix next time on Windows, of course. And yeah, I'll see you guys then.